Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dazzling Dave, and this is my match preview of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Braga in the group stages, because we've qualified, yay, of the Europa League. And first up, as I say, is against Braga from Portugal. So hey guys, just before I get on to talking about the match, as you might know, I'm taking part in the Molineux sleepover to raise money for the homeless. I'll put the link in the description box below, and I know a few of you have already donated, but if you could donate anything that you got, that would be absolutely amazing, and it's for a really good cause. And I'm not going to sleep out getting freezing cold for no reason, so... Anyway, on to the game itself. So Wolves against Braga. Obviously the league form of Wolves, it's not great at the moment. We've just got the 3 points. Got hammered at the weekend by Chelsea, looked all over the shop. But we've all got to put that to one side now. We've won every single game in Europe. We do desperately need to win against... at the weekend against Crystal Palace, but we've just got to focus on this game, one game at a time, as you said. So yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game, on the potential team news, score prediction, and obviously leave your thoughts, score prediction, first goal scorer. If you get it right, again, you always get a chance to get a shout out on the channel. So first of all, let's have a look at our opponents, Braga. So Braga, they play in a strip very similar to Arsenal's, with the red and the white sleeves. What are the players to look out for? Well, they've got a lot of talented players, but some of the players that you may want to look out for are the Horta brothers. They've also got links with George Mendes, a little bit like Wolves. Now, the Horta brothers are probably their two best players, and that's Andre, and he's kind of like the heartbeat of the team. He makes it tick. He's kind of like the Matinho. When he's not in the team, they don't perform quite as well. And then you've got Ricardo as well. And on the way to the Europa League group stages, they've had some decent results actually. They've knocked out Brøndby and they've knocked out Sparta Moscow. They are no mugs at European level. In fact, they've qualified for Europe in 15 out of the last 16 seasons. They finished 4th last year in the Portuguese Primeira division, and actually they got to the final of the Europa League in the 2010-2011 season, knocking out the likes of Liverpool and Benfica on the way, and they eventually lost to compatriots Porto 1-0 in the final, which I believe was in Dublin. Their manager, which is called Pinto, the coach, he's quite a fiery character. He once got banned for a season when he didn't get picked when he was playing for Portugal. He was striker, I think, for hitting the coach at a hotel, and he got suspended for a year. I understand he also had an altercation not so long ago with an air stewardess or air steward, was kicked off a plane. This is what I'm reading, and when I've done my research. So yeah, so he's quite a fiery character. He's had about 9 clubs in the last 10 years since going into management. So yeah, he's not, from what I understand, the most tactically astute. He's got a lot of passion, which obviously comes from the fiery side. He's quite a good motivator. So yeah, so on to Wolves. What's the team going to be for Wolves? Who we're going to play? Well, I'll tell you for a fact now, I know Cody's coming for a bit of stick, which in my opinion, a little bit unfairly, because he has been left exposed by those around him. There's been quite a lot of changes, and Cody's been a very, very strong performer for us in the last couple of years. And Nuno's announced that Cody is definitely going to be starting. He's the captain. He starts pretty much every game. So obviously, Patricio's going to start in goal again, you'd think. Bolly, I think he's a shoe-in to come straight back into the side. He wasn't be suspended for this game anyway, but because he was 1 match suspension in the Premier League, but he is back and available, hopefully freshened up. It wasn't quite himself at Goodison. Again, was that mental tiredness as well. Neves, who's been in the press conference today, has been saying it's not tiredness. And we need to get back onto being Wolves and doing what we do. And with respect to Braga, who are a very good side, but we want to get back to winning ways, both in the Europa League and also in the Premier League. So yeah, because Neves was in the press conference, as I said, Nuno says Cody's starting. Who's going to come in at that right berth? Is Bennett going to come back into the side? Not sure. I don't think the Jesus did very well at the weekend, but he might get another start with Bennett maybe coming in for Palace at the weekend when we're playing away. I've got to think that Jesus will probably get the nod on Bennett for this time, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Bennett coming back in for the Crystal Palace game. Interestingly, Sam Buells as well has been training with the first team squad today, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the squad for the game. He did really well, playing really well for the under-23s, and he did really well in the China tour. He kind of stood out as well. Midfield wise, Neves, I think he's obviously going to start as he's in the press conference, and Moutinho and Dendoncker, but he has been mixing it around a little bit as Nuno in the European and playing size in that midfield and dropping one of those three. That may happen again. In terms of your wing backs, I think probably Ruben Vinagre will probably come in for Johnny Otto, keeping him fresh for the weekend. And then it's who does start on the right hand side. I wouldn't be surprised again to see Traore starting this particular game and trying to get on the front foot. Doherty's still working his way back to fitness. He may get the start over Traore for the Palace game, and then Traore coming on later on if we need that pace. I think having Doherty and Bolly back into the back line does make a bigger difference. But again, as I say, I think Braga probably going forward is probably not as strong as Chelsea, but I don't know. I just feel he'll go with Traore, and then up front, I've got a feeling that he will rest Jimenez for this game. Patrick Cutrone, I think, will start. I think he deserves a start. He's been looking hungry. I think he will start, possibly alongside Jota, and then you'll see Pedro as well. That's going to be in and around the team. Well, you know, I think either Cutrone or Pedro will start. Maybe he'll start Cutrone and Jimenez up front together. We will see. But that's what I think my starting lineup. Leave your starting lineup. Leave your thoughts and feelings about the game. Leave your score prediction and how you're feeling. You know, what do you think of what the stats and facts that I've given you there? Interestingly, Wolves have played Portuguese times. This will be the 7th time they've played a Portuguese side. They've never played Braga, and in the 6 occasions we've played Portuguese sides in the past, I've actually won 5. Obviously we've not been in for Europe for a long time. And as I say, Braga, very seasoned campaigners in the Europa League, qualified. They're used to kind of this, but you know, they're no mugs. We've got to be on our game, but I do expect that Wolves will get the victory, and I'm going for a nice 3-1 victory to Wolves. That's my prediction. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully we'll have a good result and a great performance to talk about. Look out for the match day vlog and the reaction vlogs. And until the next time, I'm Dattling Dave, always Wolves.